Welcome to another wild feature from Tempo Storm. Since the launch of Boomsday, the meta has shaped up to be a bit different than initially expected. Everyone thought mechs were going to be strong, but it turns out that there are stronger wild decks out there. That is why we have decided to showcase the top 5 wild exclusive cards which have the most impact in the wild meta. Number 5, Thing from Below. Even Shaman plays very differently in wild than in standard. In standard, Even Shaman is a mid-range deck that runs big cards like Hagatha and Elakir. In wild, the strength of Shaman 2 and 4 drops push the deck to be much more aggressive. While still technically a mid-range deck, Even Shaman is one of the fastest mid-range decks, and that's in part due to Thing from Below. With the ability to totem up for 1 mana, you often reduce the Thing from Below to within playable range by turn 4 and 5, and in the late game are able to have a 0 mana 5/5, often resulting in game-ending board swings. Another trait that Thing from Below provides is its redundancy. Even Shaman has hit a critical mass of big threats, with additional kickers like Drakari Totem Carver and Flame-Wreathed Faceless. With these power cards, the deck allows a player to consistently put pressure on. And with our 0 mana 5/5 being the strongest of the power cards in Even Shaman's arsenal, it finds itself number 5. Number 4, N'Zoth. N'Zoth has recently come back into the limelight with the reveal of Boomsday. Before this expansion, people were only playing N'Zoth and controlling Warlock decks. However, with the release of Boomsday, Control Warrior came back into the scene and helped to push N'Zoth back to the top. With Control Warrior already running Deathlord to improve its interactivity with their opponent's hand or deck, N'Zoth is an instant inclusion, as the value generated from additional taunts against aggro, or up to 2 more minions pulled from your opponent's control deck, putting them closer to fatigue, is significant. Ultimately, N'Zoth works as a late game finisher as you play other threats throughout the match. You give up very little in the flexibility of building your deck when including him, as cards like Deathlord and Sludge Belcher are the cards that are worth running in Reno decks in Control Warrior already, even if you weren't playing N'Zoth. This old god continues to be, and always will be, a powerhouse in the wild metagame. Number 3, Dirty Rat. With all the Druid decks running around on ladder, Dirty Rat has found a nice little hidey hole in wild. In previous metas, Dirty Rat was a tech card against Malygos Druid. Now, this card seems like an auto-include in all non-aggro decks. With the way that the meta is polarized, you need to run hand interactivity cards, and Dirty Rat is the most flexible option available. Against control, you can use Dirty Rat to pull a late game threat like N'Zoth, and against aggro, you can play a 2 mana 2/6 taunt when their board's full, or alongside a board clear to hit an extra minion and run your opponent out of threats. However, the card thrives most when played against popular combo lists like Togwaggle and Starliner Druid. Number 2, Kazakh. In the second spot of our countdown, we have what may be considered quite controversial. Reno and Kazakh are both cards worth putting into this list due to their powerful effects. However, there's only room for one of them on this list, and that would be Kazakh. Obviously, Reno and Kazakh are both very powerful cards. Class healing has gotten much better since Reno was released, and it's much easier to add additional healing into a singleton deck, making Reno's heal less powerful than the irreplaceable potion that Kazakh can generate. Against control decks, Kazakh is hands down the stronger option, allowing for board refills, hand refills, or polyol potions to out-control your opponent. Against aggro decks, Reno is the stronger card, but the 5 mana AoE spell, or an emergency 1 mana damage plus AoE spell from Kazakh can mitigate some of the most aggressive pushes and help you stabilize behind a solid taunt minion. In the thick of things, you'll barely ever see a deck running only Kazakh or only Reno, but due to the flexibility and versatility, we have to hand the number 2 spot on the countdown to Kazakh. In the final spot of our list, we have another card that is part of a duo pair. However, we think you'll agree with our pick, as she is what makes the most powerful decks in the current meta tick. Our number 1 spot goes to Avianna. Avianna is shenanigans incarnate for Druid, allowing Druid to play incredibly expensive minions back to back, sheeting out 30 to 40 mana worth of cards in a single turn. With the release of Juicy Psych Melon, it becomes easier and easier to assemble combos, and all of them rely on Avianna as the catalyst to get them all started. Ultimately, if you didn't have Avianna, none of these combinations would be possible. But if you were to remove any other card, there would be some other way to pull off another broken combo, which is why Avianna comes in at our number 1 spot. These are our top 5 picks for the best wild exclusive cards in the Boomsday metagame. What do you think? Leave a comment below if you agree with any of the cards, or if there were some that you thought we missed. Don't forget to leave a like and follow, and as always, stay tuned for our next Tempo Storm Hearthstone video.